In this video, we're going to look at all of the best places to play Premodern, especially if you don't have anyone to play with. If you'd like to find out more about the Premodern format, please do check out my channel. I have loads of videos all about it. We're going to look at some of the best places to play, and if you have your own events, please do leave them in the comments so people can find them. We're also going to look at starting your own events, as I know loads of you are really interested in starting your own Premodern scene. However, it is worth saying the Discord is a great place. There's loads of content on there, information about tournaments. You can actually play games online in the Discord game rooms. Facebook is also a must. You can find games online, and you can also find local groups to meet people in your local area to play against them and generally keep up with the format. It seems like most people want to play in person rather than online. That's the feedback I get in the comments all the time. So I asked the people at the European Championships. They do old school and pre-modern. It's a 100 plus player event every summer in Germany. You can check their Facebook or you can check their website for more information. I actually went last year and it was super fun. They gave me this really cool alt custom card, which I thought was really, really nice. I'm really hoping to go again, either to play in the huge tournament or to actually do the online coverage. If you're interested, I already posted their Facebook and this is their website. So the main takeaway I got was just start and just keep doing it. Keep playing Premodern. Their first event only had 3 people. Now they've got 35 plus a month and 2 big events a year. More and more people will join the format over time because of how awesome it is. The location and venue are important because it does need to be easy to get to and you need space to play. I was also told a place where you can get food and drink nearby is also very, very useful, especially if the events are going to be all day on a weekend. If you play games in between tournament rounds of things like Legacy and Modern, people will get interested, they will be curious about what you're doing, and that will add more people over time to your local events. You know, the format's awesome, and for the people who like it, as soon as they see it, they're immediately hooked. And I've seen quite a few scenes where, they started off with 2 or 3 people and then they built it up to 30 or 40 plus players a month. Some people might not want to buy into the format straight away, which is completely understandable. So it is possible to have very cheap decks to lend out. You don't need to have, the top tier version of the deck. It's very reasonable to play a deck without fetch lands or something like that, just to give someone an idea of what the format's like. You can definitely build budget versions of some decks that are effective, but still give a really good idea of what the format's like. For me, allowing gold bordered cards is a must. Not only are they cheaper, which allow more people to play, they also look super cool. And it's kind of like a pre-modern thing that generally we all really like these and accept these. You definitely don't need to worry about sanctioning the event or doing it through wizards, as most pre-modern players are not really interested in that. We're much more interested in playing these cool gold bordered cards. For prizes, I actually think most players prefer some cool altered or signed version of a very cheap common or uncommon playable card. Obviously, you can do whatever you want, but don't feel like you have to have some super expensive prizes, otherwise no one will come, as in many cases, people just prefer these cool altered cards. So these are the huge in-person events. Please look on Facebook and Discord for more info of exactly when and where they are. LobsterCon is by far the most famous. You'll always hear about it in content and podcasts. It's in America. I really want to go one day. The Czech Championship is also very well known because they make awesome YouTube videos. Definitely worth checking out, and they usually have some really cool decks on there. Another one in Germany that I really want to go to but can't. This one looks awesome because it has constructed and draft in the event, so it looks super, super fun. Some countries have their own national championship. This one is for the Italian nationals. Not every country has one of these. You will need to check in the Facebook and Discord groups, but if you can go to one, they're super, super fun. And you don't usually have to be from the country that it's in to be able to go to it. They're usually open to anyone. So these huge events are really fun. They have a Grand Prix feel from back in the day if you ever went to those. They're awesome. You get to meet all the people from the community that you might have played against online and make awesome memories. And the level of play is usually very high because they're very, very big tournaments. And now let's look at the online ways to play, which in my opinion are definitely the most convenient and easy ways to play. You need to add a Facebook group called Premodern Online Play to play in the physical cards online monthlies. You just need a deck of actual physical Magic cards, a webcam, and around 3 to 5 hours a month. You organize the games whenever it's convenient for you and your opponent in your schedule, so it's super, super convenient. In the group, you look for a post like this by a guy called Andrew. He is a superstar of the format. The format wouldn't be as big without him, and really we owe him so much. So huge shout out to Andrew, and thank you so much for running these monthlies. After you've clicked that link and signed up with your deck list, you just need to wait for the event to start. You'll be put into a pod with other players, and the number of pods depends on how many players there are, usually 70 to 120-ish. And you're put in a grid with other players. Here you can see player 1 versus player 4. And down here, it's actually the same result for the same match. You use the thing that says match slip in the top left, the blue thing, to report the result. Some of the games are blacked out. That's obviously because player 1 cannot play against himself, so you don't play those. Sometimes there are also other opponents that you don't need to play if there's lots of players in the tournament. Everyone who does well enough will advance to the elimination rounds, and then once the elimination rounds are over, we have a winner for the monthly, and usually we start again next month with a new monthly. Do look for the sign-ups in the Premodern online playgroup. This is super fun, and I really recommend getting involved. It's one of my favorite ways to play Magic. It's easy and convenient. It uses real cardboard Magic cards and has real social interactions. It has some of the top global players, and it's also very casual and brew friendly, so it's very fun. And the next one is Magic the Gathering Online, the online platform from before Arena. So they actually have their own leagues created by the community. You can check out their website. They've got loads of information, including stuff for how to play, how to build decks. As a lot of people are not familiar with Magic Online, myself included, so I found this really helpful. So the pros of this is it's much faster to find games because it's Magic Online. The monthlies are actually much more often, being every 2 weeks instead of every month. Apparently it's very cheap to rent a deck. You can rent a deck for $5 a week, and they do also have a very high level of players as well.